We can go live. So today's topic is scheduled Apex, right?
Yeah.
Just a second. Okay, we are live. So hello everyone. I am Sanjay Gupta. I welcome you on Skill Horizon YouTube channel. And today we are having Salesforce mock interview, and this is episode number 20. And today the questions that we prepared for this mock interview, they are based on scheduled Apex, right? And I have Utkarsh with me. So welcome Utkarsh on the channel.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so I think we can start. So before we start, I just want to share a couple of things. So this is about Skill Horizon website, and Skill Horizon is Trailblazer Workforce Partner. So we are upskilling people and helping them so that they can get job opportunities in Salesforce ecosystem. And if you want to connect with us, so you can scan the QR code which is available on the next slide. So just scan the QR code and then you will be able to connect with us, and you can join the demo session so that you will be able to understand how you will be able to prepare yourself for the job readiness for Salesforce. Okay. So without wasting much time, let's jump on to the next question. So question number one. So, as I already told you, today's topic is basically scheduled epics. So, all the questions that I will be discussing with Utkarsh, that will be based on scheduled epics. So, what happens if a scheduled epics job reaches its scheduled execution time while Salesforce maintenance or downtime is occurring? Okay, so the job is permanently skipped. Salesforce automatically retries the execution later. The job fails immediately and enters error state. The job converts into a queuable job automatically. So these are four options. So what do you think, Utkarsh, as per your opinion?
Sir, Salesforce will retire the job and continue the execution later on. This will happen.
So you mean to say option B will be correct for this?
Yeah.
Okay, and so Salesforce automatically retires the execution later. It means for that time being, execution won't be happening, and once that maintenance will be done,
Maintenance is over.
then it will be
Begin
executed.
the resume the.
Right. Okay. So moving on to the question number two. So question number two is which interface must an Apex class implement to be scheduled using system.schedule? Okay, so there are total four options available. First is queuable, second is database.batchable, third is schedulable, and fourth is database.stateful. So what do you think about this?
Schedule, sir. C option is the correct.
Okay, can you please
In order
elaborate a
to,
little bit?
yeah. So if you want your Apex class to be scheduled at a particular time, you need to implement the schedulable Apex. So in order to make it scheduled, like run at a particular time, and then you can use system.schedule and then pass the job ID.
Okay. Yeah, perfect. So one more question, like how many ways are there? Like if I have a scheduled Apex, so what ways available so that we can schedule that particular Apex class?
Ways as in means you
Like
can.
if I have created a Apex class which is implementing schedulable interface, right?
Mm,
Now I want to schedule. So there are two
mm.
ways available. So what are
Like
those?
first one is you can open the anonymous window and then write in phone expression
Hmm.
and then
Right.
pass it over that system.schedule. Second one is you can go to the UI and then from the effects classes, then you can schedule a particular.
Right, you are right. So there are two ways: through anonymous window we can do, and through setup we can search for schedule Apex. And on Apex, if you search for the Apex class, there you will find an option like you can schedule the Apex, and you can only schedule those Apex classes wherever schedulable interface is
Implement.
implemented. Right? Yeah, you are right.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on to the next question. Next is what is schedule Apex and when would you use it? Can you make a call out from schedule Apex?
Okay, so we use schedule apex when we want a particular apex to run at a particular time.
Hmm.
So we use schedule apex. Like let's say I want to send daily reminders to the customer that this job has been running, like the particular reports have been updated. So that time, I want to schedule it for the midnight.
Hmm.
So I can do this by using the schedule apex. And yes, we can make call out the schedule apex. And the best way, which the Salesforce recommend that like, the best practice is like you should use like future method in the schedule apex to make the call outs. Schedule
Okay.
apex of
Hmm.
that.
Yeah, you are right. So through Schedule Apex, you said like we can do the callouts, and so
Yeah.
that it will happen again and again automatically based on the schedule. Yeah, that is right. And yep, so this is a descriptive question. So in interviews, sometimes this type of question can be asked. So yeah, you explained it right. Now moving on to the next question. So next question is scheduled Apex job is running. A developer tries to update the class through Salesforce UI. What happens? The update succeeds immediately. The update is blocked via UI but possible through Meta API, Metadata API. The job is auto aborted and update proceeds. Only the scheduled job is paused temporarily. What do you think?
The update is blocked through UI, but it is possible through metadata API. I've never tried it, but yeah, I've learned it from books.
Okay, so I think you guys also can try this one. Like he's saying answer is B. The update is blocked via UI, but possible through metadata API, right? So you can
The
also
update part I have tried, but
okay.
I haven't tried the metadata
Hmm.
API. But
Okay, okay, no problem. So you just suggested the solution, so I think audience will explore it and then they will find out. Okay.
okay.
So yeah, next question is schedule Apex runs as which user context? Okay, the user who scheduled the job, guest user. C option is system mode. All classes execute regardless of user permissions, and admin user of the org. What do you think?
C sir, system mode. Uh, it can access all the classes on the field. Uh,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah, I think that is correct. System mode, and if if in Apex class I want to execute anything in particular user mode, so what we can do?
With user, if you mention it like
But
with user.
I think yeah, Apex if it is scheduled, so it should run in the system mode because user
Yeah,
won't be interfering anything. Yeah, so system mode I think
yeah.
that is okay. Yep. Okay, next question. So, what is system mode in context of scheduled Apex and how it's different from the user mode?
So, sir, the system mode, as I've in the previous question only, like it allows the schedule Apex to run or to access the various classes or the field. Like if I'm a sales user and I'm scheduling an Apex class, so the Apex class might be fetching or accessing the classes which sales user does not have the permission, but the schedule Apex will run and like execute to or access the classes which the user don't have. So yeah, that helps in the system mode. If it is in the user mode, it will be restricted, like the feeds and all the sharing rules will be respected, and the class won't be able to access those.
Yeah, and in my opinion, like if you run your schedule Apex in the user mode, so that is not required because schedule Apex system admin will be implementing and doing. Okay, so here user
Mhm.
intervention is not required. We are doing something for the users as a system, right? So that's why
Okay.
schedule Apex should run in the system mode instead of the user mode, right? Because every, as you said, Utkarsh, every logged in user will be having different permissions. So if we
Yeah.
enable that schedule Apex on per, as per the user mode, then desired result won't be we won't be able to achieve, right? So it is recommended
Yeah.
every time when you are writing schedule Apex, so it should run in the system mode.
Mhm.
Okay, so moving on to the next question. So what is the maximum number of Apex jobs that can be scheduled simultaneously in an org? So 50, 250, 100 or 5? What do you think?
100, sir.
Okay, so maximum like
5 is for the
Hmm.
5 is for the batch,
Hmm.
100 is for the schedule,
Hmm.
and I guess 50 is for the future
Future.
method in one
Yeah,
time. In one
right.
time.
Okay, you are right. So moving on to the next question. So what object is created in Salesforce when an Apex class is successfully scheduled? Okay, I'm repeating the question. What object is created in Salesforce when an Apex class is successfully scheduled? So there are total four options: async Apex job, Apex scheduled job, cron trigger, or scheduled job detail. What do you think?
C option, sir.
Cron trigger.
Continue.
Okay,
Yeah.
and we can do query on that.
Yeah.
Yes.
To monitor
Hmm.
the schedule Apex, we can query on that.
Okay, and if
Since
we
it's created,
hmm.
it like the object is created when we call system dot schedule.
Hmm.
That time it gets created and it stores all the like, scheduling details,
Okay,
like the
perfect.
cron expression.
And what about future and batch when we in execute future method or batch Apex? So at that time also ID is generated or not?
Future method, no. But in a queuable
Queuable and batch also like
batch, we, yeah,
ID is generated. And you are
ID,
saying for future ID is not generated.
no,
Yes, it will
because we
generate.
can't. Yeah.
No, it is generated. If you go to Apex jobs, then you will see like because that is also a job. When you enable future, so that is also a job. If you are creating a job, it means ID will be there because that
But sir, if
we
we
cannot.
the
Yeah,
future
a
method,
future method won't be giving you the ID, but in the backend for
yeah,
that
okay.
job, ID will be created.
Oh, I thought it will.
No, it
You
will
are
not
saying that
return
it
because
will.
future
Yeah,
method doesn't have any return type, so it is void. So that's why.
yeah,
But in the
okay,
backend, ID will be created. Yes.
okay.
Okay, moving on to the next question. So next is what happens if the same class is scheduled multiple times? How do you stop or abort a scheduled job?
So if I schedule a particular class at different times, like if I'm scheduling class A at 5 a.m.
Hmm.
and then again I'm scheduling it for the 12 a.m. So it will run independently,
Hmm.
but there is no point like I have to like duplicate I've processed the records twice. Like
Hmm.
there is no point of that. Like I have to process processing, and the result won't be much effective because I'm doing the same thing again and again.
So
But if the
can we abort like if I scheduled one class two times, so can I
yeah, you can
yes.
system dot about you
Hmm.
can use.
Okay, and from UI also we can do that.
Yeah, yeah, you can.
Yeah, I think we can search the schedule jobs and there we will have the entry and we will be able to delete that.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Moving on to the next question. So next is uh, question number 10. So system dot schedule is called with a cron expression. What does it return? So cron trigger ID, async apex job ID as string and void. So these are four options. So which you think is correct?
Job ID is the string, sir.
Okay.
As you discussed. Yeah.
Okay. So moving on to the next question. How many scheduled Apex executions are allowed per 24-hour period? 100,000,
Like
250K or 50K?
if you see the Salesforce allows like the total asynchronous Apex job limit is to like 50,000 or the user license multiplied by 200. So if you take the full limit, then yeah, 2,50,000 is the correct answer.
Okay, so guys, those who are watching this, if you want to verify, so what I will suggest, you can open the governor limit document. Okay, in that governor limit document, you will be able to find this, and then I think you can verify. So Utkarsh is saying 250K. So just go and check, and you will be able to understand, right? And moving on to the next question. what is the difference between cron trigger and async epic job for scheduled epics? Yeah, this is the good question, and just explain, because sometimes it will be confusing, because we have async epic job in other
Hmm.
processes also, but cron trigger I think we have in the schedule epic. So what do you think? What is the difference between them?
The first difference is the cron trigger will store the scheduling details, whereas the async Apex job will store the execution details.
Hmm.
Second difference is the object gets created for the in case of the cron trigger, it gets created when we call the system dot schedule. But in the case of the async Apex job, it gets created when the async job gets like actually runs or execute. At
Hmm.
that time only it gets created.
Hmm.
Third thing, like it is used for the cron trigger. It is used for monitoring, whereas in case of the async Apex job, it is used for monitoring execution or the status of the jobs. Third thing, cron trigger like stores the cron expression, whereas the async Apex job stores the status of the errors. So
Right. Yeah, you are correct. And I think everybody, please prepare this particular question, because sometimes an interviewer may ask you, and most probably async epic job, at least that you need to prepare like what it is. So it is a object, setup object, and which stores all the jobs that you are scheduling, or any job. Like it can be future method, it can be batch, or it
any
can be
async
queuable.
job.
Yeah, any async job if you are executing, so that entry will be done under this async epic job, right? Okay, moving on to the next question. So next is, which SOQL object would you query to monitor a scheduled job programmatically? Okay, so there are total four options available: async apex job, cron trigger, apex job queue, and scheduled job log. So what do you think, which one is correct?
ये वहाँ से previously only cron trigger से B option.
Okay. Okay, moving on to the next one. Yeah. So here in this question, a schedulable class calls database.execute batch. Okay, so we are calling batch from schedule class, right? Inside execute. The batch class uses synchronous callout inside its execute method with allows callout. Is this valid? So there are total four options. No, callouts are banned entirely when triggered from schedule epics. Second option says no, batch jobs cannot be called from schedule epics. C, yes, callouts are supported from batch even when launched via scheduled epics. And D, yes, but only if the schedulable class also implements allow callouts.
C sir.
C, C option.
Yes, callouts are supported from the batch even when launched from the schedule reports.
But I think one time we can call, right?
Yeah,
And batch we can call through schedulable epics. That is true.
yeah,
So
you
that
can.
is possible. Yep. Okay, so moving on to the next question. Can you call batch epics from schedule epics, and why is this combination so commonly used in real-time projects? Answer these questions in paragraph or points so that I can remember them easily. So just explain in such a way so that viewers can remember this.
Okay. So in points you are asking. So yeah, first question is simple. Like
Mhm.
yes, we can call the batch Apex from the schedule Apex classes, and why it is commonly used in real project. Like let's say if my project requirement is like to process the large chunk of data. So first thing is like the first point would be like only batch Apex async, only batch Apex is used to process the large chunks of data. Second thing is if you want to like the requirement is like I want to update like hundreds of records over a midnight when the uh, like you can say maintenance time is there, like 50-minute maintenance time is there. In that maintenance time, I want to update all my hundreds of records, account records. If the use case is this, then at that time you can use like combination of the schedule and the batch in order to fulfill your requirement. Like you can schedule the job for the midnight and then use the batch Apex to process the large chunk of data.
Right.
That's all.
Yeah, this is perfectly fine. I think with these questions, I hope everybody is able to revise the scheduled epics. So I think in including this session and the last three sessions that we did on the other async jobs, so our total four sessions we did and variety of questions we were able to discuss. So in every session we discussed 15. So out of those, like total 16 questions, 60 questions are there. Okay, if you go through with those sessions, you will be able to recall everything. So now next we'll be picking up either integration or LWC. Okay, so we'll be having those questions ready for you so that you can prepare yourself for the upcoming interviews, right? And if you want to become job ready, you need our assistance for placement as well. So you can scan this QR code and you will be able to join free job readiness training programs. So visit the website and or you can scan the QR code. And thank you, Utkarsh, for coming up here and explaining the things. So why these are important? Because uh, people will be able to relate like how you are explaining the answer, so that they can also explain the answers in the same way.
Yes, sir, it's helpful for me also. Like I'm preparing for the interview session.
Right.
In order to give my interview, like if I want to job switch or something like
Exactly.
that, so it will
Mhm.
help me. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for this, and thank you guys. So we'll be sharing another video soon on like in the next coming weeks. Thank you. Bye everyone.
Bye bye.